Hello Corkies, welcome back. Today we got a whiskey review. We got the Jameson Irish Whiskey Cold Brew Edition. We're going to be trying it the two ways they recommend on their website. One, over ice, because coffee has either got to be hot or cold, and with their recommended cocktail, so stay tuned for that. Hello everybody, welcome to corkandjava.com. We all know you're supposed to get joy and fascination from even the little things in life that most people take for granted. So here at Cork and Java, we're here to expand and enrich your experience with all of your favorite beverages through wine and coffee and other beverage reviews and how-tos. So if that sounds interesting, consider hitting that subscribe button down below and that little bell so you're notified when all of our future videos come out. All right. We've done in the past a Jameson Irish Cold Brew cocktail, but since then, they actually came out with a cold brew flavored whiskey. Now, some caveats and some things about this. It says it's cold or coffee flavored, but it also gives the beans that it's made with. So it's made with Arabica beans from Brazil and Colombia. So that leads me to believe it's actually brewed with real coffee. Not to mention there is 17 milliliters, I believe, of caffeine per shot of this. So it's got a little bit of caffeine. That's about 1/5 of a cup of coffee per shot. So if you have 5 shots, it's which I wouldn't recommend all at one time. That is equivalent to 1 cup of coffee of caffeine, but also obviously you're getting alcohol. But that's the other thing I wanted to mention about this, where normal whiskey is diluted down to about 40% alcohol by volume. In the normal Jameson, you'll get, unless you get cask strength, it's gonna be 40%, but this is actually less. It's down to 30%. Which I'm a little disappointed about. I wish they went with a little bit more cask strength whiskey and just diluted that down with the cold brew to bring it down to 40. But that's what we're dealing with. So just so you know, it's a little bit less ABV, which may make it a little bit more balanced with the kind of coffee cold brew notes, but we'll see. So I'm excited to try this. I love coffee, and Jameson typically isn't one of my favorite whiskeys. It was one of my favorites when I first started out, but as my palate kind of matured, it kind of was a little bit sweet for my taste, but that sweet kind of vanilla characteristics that you get with a typical Jameson, I think might pair really well with a coffee flavor. So I'm kind of interested to try this. It does get some coffee. Very strong coffee notes in there. Not as much burn from alcohol that you would normally get from like a Jameson, but that's to be expected as it is a 1/4 less alcohol per volume than their normal Jameson bottle. I do get a little bit of that Irish whiskey coming through too. It does smell a lot like the cocktail that we made with Jameson and cold brew coffee. So yeah, let's give it a try. That is a lot of coffee flavor in there. But it's not overwhelming, and it doesn't seem like they added really any sweetness, which I'm happy. It's not like a liqueur like drink that's like sweet, which I'm actually really pleasantly surprised about. I was kind of expecting maybe there to be some artificial or natural sweetness, but I think the Jameson itself, the whiskey, is such a sweet in essence whiskey that that plus the cold brew coffee has a lot of essence of sweetness, a lot of caramelization with roasting coffee beans, and just the barrel aging of the whiskey too. That imparts just the perfect amount of sweetness that you need just to drink this over the rocks. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I don't know if I would typically sip this that much. I think it's good in moderation, but they also recommended a certain cocktail, very simple cocktail for this drink, and we're going to be trying that right now. But before we do, please leave a comment down below with what type of cocktail or drink you would use this in. I'd be interested to see what kind of concoctions you would try, what type of cocktails that you would use the cold brew Jameson in. I'd like to know. Maybe a mudslide, maybe? I know that's typically rum. Maybe add a little bit of this too. Might be good stuff. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. All right, so what they recommend is a Jameson cold brew and Coke. Very simple. It's like a whiskey and Coke. I'm going with some Diet Coke here because that's what I have. And just put it in about a 50-50 mix there of Jameson and Coke. Ooh, that's actually really good. The sweetness of the Coke is all you need. And then the vanilla and coffee characteristics. We actually have some Coca-Cola that is flavored with coffee. And this tastes way better than that. Yeah, the Coca-Cola coffee is just, it's overly sweet. It's got like just way too much kind of fake gas station kind of coffee notes to it. But this, getting a little bit of that whiskey and Irish whiskey and cold brew flavors in there, actually brings down the sweetness of the Coke just a tad, because this is a fairly dry product on its own. So, but there's a lot of sweetness coming into that, which I think does a really good job balancing. It's a very nice cocktail. I can see why they recommend that, but definitely leave a comment down below with what other cocktails you would try this in, and maybe we'll feature it on the channel. All right, guys, make sure you're checking out the California Wine Club. They got great deals going on where they're sending you wine all the way from California, from small family-owned vineyards. And let me tell you, it's the best way to kickstart your wine experience. It's so overwhelming if you're new to wine to go into the grocery store and kind of narrow down and find a wine that you know that is going to be good, and know that it's going to be something that's going to help you grow in learning about wine. And that's what's so good about wine clubs, and especially the California Wine Club, is they send you so much information about the wine and the vineyard that it's coming from. And because that's really what wine is all about, it's experiencing the place and the people that are making the product. And so it really lets you dive into those small vineyards in California and really learn what's going on in the winemaking process and what kind of stuff is being put into those wines. So definitely check out the links down in the description for the California Wine Club. It's a great way to really get a kickstart in your wine experience. So yeah. Also, check us out online. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram, and we're looking forward to seeing you on those places. So until next time, bottoms up.